A disabled man from Wallsend says his life is being ruined because he's not allowed to take his mobility scooter onto the metro. Nexus, the travel operator, imposed the ban in August after 4 incidents of scooters bursting through doors, endangering people's lives.
In 2 of those, the user simply tipped over the edge of the platform, and in another 2, the user boarded the train, the metro carriage, sped through it and smashed through the doors on the other side, ending up on the track.
Michael Clark had used the metro on his scooter for 11 years.
I'm just outside Wallsend metro station in Newcastle. For Michael Clark, this represents his journey's end. He's not even allowed onto the platform here at Wallsend.
Ultimately, what I hope to see is that they bring scooters back on the metro and they work with the users that use it on a regular basis. In my opinion, there is no alternatives.
Before the ban, I would travel out practically 7 days a week, going to friends, so forth, and into town to do bits and pieces of shopping, etc. The majority of the time I've been staying at home because taxis are too expensive, particularly to go to longer journeys. I feel cheated and not part of society anymore because of the ban. And the longer it goes on, the more demoralised I get. The press and the media all came about purely and simply because I had a response back from my local MP who basically said he supports the ban. This one reads, where 2 scooter users smashed through the doors. Smashed through the train doors and onto the tracks below. Well, that's bullshit. Because I actually didn't hit the track. I feel the scooter is a vital part of my life because of the fact that without it, I'm unable to carry things at all. I carry the bag in my teeth purely and simply because 1, I can only use one hand, and 2, if I put it either over my shoulder or in the same hand, it will hit the stick and therefore knock me over.
To Wallsend Metro using the scooter takes 3 minutes. On foot, it takes between 15 and 20 minutes.
Because each day it goes by with Nexus and the ban stays in place, they are hoping, in my opinion, for the majority of the people, just to sit back and hope it goes away.
People have to stand up for their rights and stand up for what you believe in. Otherwise, you may as well not bother getting out of bed. I think for your own sanity, you've got to stand up for what you believe in, and if that is doing something like this, or if that's taking direct action or whatever it is, then so be it. I have done all sorts of things, including holding up the metro itself. I boarded the train at Manners because the train was in when I got to the platform, and was told both on the tannoy at the station and indeed by the driver of the train tannoy that the train wouldn't leave until I left the train. I refused to go anywhere. The next thing that happened was I was greeted with police officers. They said that if I didn't get off the train, I would be arrested and they would physically eject me on the scooter. I held the metro up on my own for over half an hour. I was told after that I had to find my own way home, and if indeed the scooter could not make its way home, I had to phone a garage and get a removal truck to pick me up.
So what did they do for you? If you ring them and say, I can't get out of Wallsend, I want to go, just for sake of argument, to the Metro Centre or into Newcastle, What have they done for you then?
Well, at the moment, I mean, Nexus have even sent out sort of taxis to see to get the scooter into the taxi. Well, it's a no-go. The scooter's about a foot too big.
It's clear that what we did before Christmas was in trying to include you in this system whereby we offered a weekly return taxi journey. The vehicle wasn't suitable because it wasn't large enough to accommodate your scooter, and then things seemed to have broken down at our end in terms of trying to find a different company that had a bigger taxi. Well, I'll chase that up and I'll see if we can get anywhere with that, and then at least what we can provide you with is that weekly return journey to wherever you want to go, the centre of Newcastle or whatever.
Why I've got to continue to fight this ban is, one, because I know for a fact that, you know, my walking days are going to come to an end at some point. I know for a fact that in a few years' time I'm not going to be able to walk. Perhaps set up a meeting between myself and yourself, and maybe some of these access panel to discuss some of the ideas that I have, because I know the metro system probably better than you.
If there's anything that we can learn from you that will help with that process, I'd be delighted to talk to you about that. We know that it's affected your life and it's affected the lives of other people who use the system. We have put in place alternatives. They might not be right for everybody, but it's all we can do.
My message is quite simple for all mobility scooter users that are affected by this ban. Do not give in to Nexus, do not change, keep fighting and keep a hold, keep your self-belief and keep your self-worth. There is two ways that I will stop campaigning for this. One is if I'm 6 foot under, dead in me box, or the other way is if the ban stops.